Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba. This is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Tonight, we discuss Chapter 4 of the book POWERNOMICS by great scholar and author, Dr. CLAUD Anderson. Tonight's chapter is Education Reform number 7, New Role for Black Colleges. Welcome to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. How y'all doing tonight? Today is January 29th, 2024. It was a nice warm day in the 40s here in the Twin Cities. But it's starting to get cold. It's starting to get cold tonight. How are y'all doing this evening? How was your day, your afternoon? Go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let me know. I have to admit, tonight I was going to cancel the show. I thought about canceling the show because for a moment there, I just was feeling under the weather for about a good 30 minutes to an hour there. It went away, but, I felt like I had to be here. One, because you're here, and I do enjoy your support, your viewership. And so I wanted to make sure I'm here too. I wanted to make sure that I'm here to give you the flavor. Tonight, we call this our Monday night cultural studies night. We have an alternate night, which is Sunday and Mondays every week. And this is where we like to pay homage, give love to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our poets, our ancestors, our people. And so that's what we like to do for cultural studies night. So definitely welcome if this is your first time here. We do have two other nights that we have in our variety. And that is Wednesday nights. We have our sports night. And sports night is not your average sports show. We really don't care about who won or lost a game. What we like to talk about on those Wednesday night sports nights is we like to give you the different intricacies that goes on in the world of sports when it comes to our athletes. And on Friday and Saturdays is our grown folk social hour. We like to just have fun, humor, laughter, talk shit, and just be us and enjoy that we made it through the work week. You know what I mean? Do we ever stop working though, y'all? We constantly working, whether you're working for somebody or working for yourself, right? Hey, gotta get it. All right, well, you know how it go. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast show, Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in, shall we? Tonight's flavor. We don't never start a show without giving flavor as well as the wise words. But tonight's flavor came to mind because of the type of night I'm experiencing right now. It's real chilly out there. It's starting to feel like it's getting foggy again. And I would love for the sun to just come out and be out. You know what I mean? So because of that, I selected tonight's flavor, something other than a drink. But tonight's flavor is some oatmeal. That's right, some oatmeal, some brown sugar with some butter. And you wash it down with whatever flavor you want to wash it down with. Tonight, I choose some good spring water, and then I'm going to follow that up with some orange juice. Well, somebody said, damn, you having breakfast. Yeah, it's a northern thing up here in Minnesota, man, as well as in the Midwest. The reason why our women are so nice and thick and voluptuous is because of the oatmeal, man. They don't really do oatmeal no more. Do they still do oatmeal? I know they do oatmeal in Minnesota. I know they do oatmeal in Chicago, St. Louis, all the way over there to Michigan, man. It's a Midwest thing, man. But you eat you some oatmeal, mix that with some brown sugar, some butter, and you wash that down with whatever flavor you like. You heard me? Well, that's tonight's flavor. Tonight's flavor is just some straight up oatmeal, brown sugar, butter, and wash it down with whatever you like. Tonight, I'm gonna wash it down with some spring water and some orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just cold. That's why. We could have ate anything, but when it's cold, I'm gonna tell you right now, young boys and girls, get you some of that oatmeal. It sits on your body. You won't be hungry right away. You know what I'm saying? And you're good. You know what I'm saying? You're good, especially on a chill, wintry night like tonight. So again, tonight's flavor is oatmeal, brown sugar, butter, and something to wash it down with. You heard me? All right, moving right along. Tonight's wise words. We always give out a wise word. Wise words, in case you don't know, and this is your first time tuning into the show, the wise words are just affirmations that we give here at Coffee Talk Podcast because we want to inspire you to get up. We want to be here for you. We want to give you that extra nudge, that extra push, and believe in you. You know what I'm saying? We believe in you. You believe in you. So that's what we do here by giving wise words. Wise words can be from myself, Mashuma, or it could be from an abundance of people that are in our world. You know what I'm saying? In our historical world. So, you know, again, we like to give props to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our poets, our authors, our directors. You know what it is. So tonight's wise words is from a man that created 3 great movies that I've seen in the past. One of my favorite movies by his was known as School Days. He had another basketball movie called Above the Rim, which was real dope. And he had another movie called Do the Right Thing. Again, these are classics. If you are a young person, you might have saw your mama and daddies and them playing these movies and you grew up watching them, but you didn't really understand the concept of the storyline. So I would definitely recommend that you check out Spike Lee's joints. Spike Lee, movie director who created the movies Do the Right Thing, Above the Rim, and School Days. So tonight's wise words is from no other than Mr. Spike Lee. And Mr. Spike Lee says this. Spike Lee says, I think Black people have to be in control of their own image because film is a powerful medium. We can't just sit back and let other people define our existence. I'm going to say that again. I think Black people have to be in control of their own image because film is a powerful medium. We can't just sit back and let other people define our existence. Mr. Spike Lee, director of Do the Right Thing, Above the Rim. All right. So how are y'all doing today, man? Let me know how you're doing today. Check in if you're watching Coffee Talk Podcast. Check in and show me a little love. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to go ahead and hit the like button. Leave us a comment. How y'all doing? Peace, salam, greetings, welcome. And, you know, make sure you share this, man. Make sure you're calling your friends right now talking about, hey, man, that podcast is on one of the flyest podcasts in the country. Coffee Talk Podcast. It's the new media. You know what I'm talking about? Here, you're not going to ever come to Coffee Talk Podcast and get a negative storyline. Yeah, you know, sometimes we picked on Doc Rivers a little bit last week, but we don't never really personalize it to the point where we're attacking our brothers and sisters. We just not going to do that here at Coffee Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? We have slight criticism, but we don't bring that here at Coffee Talk Podcast, any negative news. So if you want to know what's going on in Memphis, if you want to know what's going on in LA, if you want to know about all that type of negative type of shit, drama and all that, I don't need the money. I don't get in this game for that. I get in this game to provide something to provide an escape from all the negative noise. So this show here, Coffee Talk Podcast, you can sit down and watch this with your kids. You can sit down and watch this with your mother, your father, your grandparents, or yourself. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of something for everybody, and that's why we're called Coffee Talk Podcast, the cultural variety podcast show. 3 times a week, we got some flavor for you. Nah, I'm not here to get for that audience that likes to drama. I'm not here for that audience. I'm not here for it. It got to change sometime. You heard me? All right. So tonight we're going to talk about a great book called POWERNOMICS, the National Plan to Empower Black America by Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't know if you can see this book. You know, I got my green screen up. So, but again, it's called POWERNOMICS by Dr. Claude Anderson. It's a must-have. You should definitely have it in your library. As you can see in the background here, we in the library. You heard me? We in the library. But definitely grab this book. And definitely a good read. You know what I'm saying? It also will make a good gift. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back in the gift of giving books to our children, our kids away at school, our kids away in the national services or whatever, or our kids just living in other states or around the corner, man. Build with your children, you know what I'm saying? Or with your people. There's a lot of book lovers out there still, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to keep rambling. I want to get right into it. Again, we're talking about POWERNOMICS, the National Plan to Empower Black America by Dr. Claude Anderson. And this is chapter 4, the restructuring schools for group competitiveness. This is page 110, and it's titled Educational Reform, number 7, the role for Black colleges. So if you want to bear with me, if I can have about 10 minutes of your time, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Let's go, shall we? Now, we must reclaim identity and governance of historical Black colleges and restore their original roles. Black colleges were not built to educate all the children of all the people. They came into existence to educate Black people, to equip them to be a competitive group. Since Black people are far from being economically, politically, and educationally competitive, Black colleges have not fulfilled their mission from emancipation until the Black Civil Rights Movement. Ex-Black slaves sold wood, flowers, pies, and ice on the streets to generate enough money to acquire land, buildings, equipment, and materials to sustain a network of Black colleges. Black colleges was commissioned to take uneducated Blacks and teach them to be doctors, nurses, teachers, and other professionals. We must reclaim our Black colleges and return them to their former glory and mission. One of Black America's greatest educational setbacks has been the erosion of its historical colleges following the Black Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s. Since integration, Black colleges have been forced more into the mainstream and severely hampered in meeting the educational needs of this nation's Black communities. A study conducted by Walter Allen validated this conclusion. Allen, in his study of gender and campus race differences and Black students' academic performance, racial attitudes, and college satisfaction, compared Black students at predominantly Black universities with those at predominantly white universities. He concluded that Black schools do a better job in educating Black undergraduates than white universities and provide a more nurturing environment to instill skills, self-confidence, and leadership opportunities, and a competitive spirit that Black students do not receive at white universities. As society integrated, state boards of regents and other oversight agencies moved to close down Black colleges or merge them with white colleges. Black colleges found themselves in a dilemma. They were instructed to justify their continued existence by converting their educational curriculums and supportive programs to be similar offerings by white colleges. Once they changed their mission and converted their programs into miniature white colleges, the power structure then argued that they ought to be closed or merged with white colleges because states did not want to double expense of two colleges offering the same educational opportunities. So they were telling them black colleges to close down and just join with white schools, white universities. Let's continue. As required by the integration process, many black colleges merged into white colleges and disappeared. Never did a white college merge into a black college and disappear. Within one generation after the integration process began, 7 historical black colleges had become all white, and is projected by some that a similar number will change hands in the near future. When whites take control and convert the colleges over, they acquire ownership of the land, buildings, and other tangible assets. But they do not adopt the original mission to lift the black race. The nature of white or integrated colleges impedes their interest in accommodating the interests and unique needs of black students increasingly. Black colleges are prohibited from focusing on racial matters. Black colleges, like their white counterparts, are allowing black students to become guests. Black colleges were once important and valuable refuges for black students and black professors. Integration sounded a death knell for black colleges too. When black colleges was forced to become miniature white colleges, they lost the justification for their continued existence. Of the black colleges that remain, the staffs are more than 50% non-black. Many black college professors abandoned black colleges to teach at white colleges. Their integration left a vacuum that was filled by whites and immigrants. Federal government funds that were historically earmarked for black colleges are now diluted and shared with white colleges that claim at least a 20% Hispanic student enrollment. The private funds donated to the college fund, United Negro College Fund, which were once excessively directed to assist black students, are now integrated and available to all minority students. However, educational funds that were set aside for Jewish, Asian, American Indian, and Hispanic students have never opened up to needy black students. Black leadership has not explained to Black America why educational funds for this nation's most marginalized student population were integrated to include the nation's more advantaged groups. Therefore, blacks need to recapture historical black colleges for a number of reasons. The first reason is because black colleges are invaluable assets. They should not have been given away just so blacks could become guests in integrated colleges and universities. Second, since the material conditions have changed very little since the inception of black colleges, clearly the role and responsibility originally envisioned for black colleges has not been achieved. And third, predominantly white colleges and universities are either not interested in or are incapable of preparing black graduates to meet the needs of Black America. And fourth, black colleges are an essential element in any national plan that proposes to teach Black America to use competitive group politics and group economics. The loss of black colleges is a monument to the continued effectiveness of the slave trading practice of the 16th century, known as doctrine of unequal exchange. As discussed in Black Labor, White Wealth, this doctrine developed around the practice of giving African chiefs valueless beads and old firearms in exchange for highly valuable diamonds, gold, and black slaves. Something similar happened with black colleges. We gave up our black colleges, brightest professors, students, and best athletes, clearly valuable assets, in exchange for a social process of integration, which is not even a tangible asset and has questionable value. By the late 1960s, Black America was trading off its hard educational resources, both physical and financial, for social privilege. We are the only, and I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use it because this is Dr. Claude's words. We are the only minority who chooses to do so. Jews participate in various interdenominational activities, but they do not turn over Jewish schools such as Bradley University just to participate or get along. Catholics also participated in interdenominational religious groupings, but have not relinquished control of Notre Dame. Women and American Indians have socially integrated, but they do not turn over their colleges. Apparently, the doctrine of unequal exchange is primarily practiced on Black people. Black America needs its historical colleges to prepare its young people to become economically and politically independent and competitive. They could provide agricultural extension services, technical business assistance, and continue educational programs in targeted Black communities and industries. Black farmers and landowners still need to be in a position to convert their land into productive economic streams. Black people still need the resource farmers produce, and farmers need access to the markets that exist in urban areas. Black college can help devise a new distribution system that would link farmers and the food that they produce to the communities that need it. First in Black communities, then later into white communities. No matter how many .com businesses spring up, people will always need food to eat. Black colleges should function as research institutions and data centers for guiding Black economic revitalization, reparations, and political leadership. They must again become a place where our scholars are able to do research. We would need them to do research on any number of issues, including political independence of Black people, and answer research questions such as how do we best revitalize urban land and property, or how do we rebuild industries? Black colleges put our best scholarly minds to work on the question of the best way to organize a reparations movement and to develop a formula to calculate benefits. How many are Black people entitled to? What are the justifications? Should they be teaching Black students to take up intelligent political roles based on clear understanding of our historical challenges and predicament? To develop public policies and accountability systems that help all Blacks? To complete the circle of information, Black colleges should establish advisory boards as a mechanism for input from business, political, and community leaders. This would link them with national intellectual resources. The purpose of this advisory board would be to identify trends and industry changes that suggest new directions in academic preparation to lead Black colleges into the future. They should also have a role in preparing students to take positions in Black vertical industries and establishing a complementary vocational technical apprenticeship program that would provide job and business opportunities. Information such boards should have Black colleges and students valuable lead time to prepare for the future. This is author Dr. Claude Anderson in the book POWERNOMICS, the National Plan to Empower Black America. That was Education Reform number 7, the new role for Black colleges. But what is y'all's thoughts on that? Go ahead and let me know while you're there. Say what's up, hit the like button, subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast. But let me know what your thoughts are on that. Some of our problems is integration. A lot of our problems is that we always want to fit in with other people. And by doing that, that has took away a lot of progress just within ourselves. We have the best scholars. We have the best doctors and scientists. We have the best athletes. We are the best in all those things. I'm not saying it to downplay another group, but I'm saying that because another group has you believing that you are not great. And that's why we pay homage to Dr. Claude Anderson today in his great book, POWERNOMICS. It's important, people, to know where you've been, where you're going, who you are. And this is what we like to do, is bring forth this type of flavor to give you to think, to give you to have dialogue to discuss with others. So tonight, I want to go ahead and leave you with that book tonight for our cultural studies night. If you are interested in supporting Dr. Claude Anderson, you definitely can check that out. Go to any website that does book orders and type in POWERNOMICS and type in Dr. Claude Anderson. He has a variety of great books out there that you should have in your personal library, and those that you should read and take precedence and apply to your daily activities, and perhaps that will start to change some things within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, again, this is our cultural studies night. We love to appear alternate nights throughout the week, which is Sunday, Monday. We give you this type of style format. Wednesdays is our sports show. Again, we like to tell you or give you a different perspective on the different intricacies that goes on in the world of sports with our athletes. We do that on Wednesdays. And on Friday, Saturday nights, we'd love for you to come on in. If you're going to be at home all night and you really don't want to watch TV, and you really want to just play you some music, you want to vibe, you want to pour yourself some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, a coffee, a beer, whatever, and you're not doing much, come on and log on in and check out Coffee Talk Podcast. We're here for you. We are the new news, the new media. So we like to give you the flavor. We like to uplift our people. Enough of that First 48. Enough of them other shows that shows us in a messed up light, in a negative light. That's old media, and enough is enough. We need new media. Let the world know that we are great. So until next time, it's your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. I'm going to hit y'all with the universal peace sign, and I'll see y'all again later on this week, Wednesday, for Sports Night, Coffee Talk Podcast style. Until next time, peace.